They say that those who leave often do so in tears, looking back. But there are those, like Demet, who leave with their head held high without saying another word. Everything started like a fairy tale. Everything started like a fairy tale. On the set of Early Bird, Turkey fell in love with the chemistry between Yaman and Demet Özdemir. What we saw on screen seemed to go beyond glances, smiles, complicity. The audience dreamed that the story was real, and for a while it seemed to be. But not everything that shines is gold. Those close to them said Khan didn't know how to appreciate what he had. Misplaced priorities, too much focus on his image, and Demet slowly became invisible. She walked away. No scandals, no complaints, just silence. A silence that over time became strength. Demet didn't stop. She embraced new projects, new goals, new dreams. She became a symbol of elegance, determination, and success. Without ever speaking against Khan, each of her steps became a response. And while she was shining, Khan distanced himself from Turkey. He was welcomed warmly in Italy, but inside, something had broken. Years later, in an interview, he admitted he had deeply hurt someone. He didn't say a name, but he didn't need to. His once confident eyes now showed regret, but it was too late. Because when a woman like Demet leaves, she doesn't leave the door open. Today, Khan moves forward with fame and new opportunities, but with the constant shadow of what he let slip away. While he lives with regret, Demet lives with her freedom. And maybe that's the most powerful message. The best revenge is not needing revenge. Some women, even if they seem confident and smiling under the spotlight, carry silent storms within. To me, Demet Özdemir is one of those brave souls. Her presence shines, her charisma captivates, but behind that flawless image is a story marked by hard choices, moments of reflection, and perhaps a love that never completely faded. What I admire most in her is her ability to remain strong without losing softness. Her gaze has changed. She's no longer the dreamer we met early in her career. Now, her eyes seem deeper, more reserved, as if carrying heavy memories that have also made her stronger. She lived a romance many believed would last forever, and when it ended, she chose silence over scandal. That choice, for me, speaks of remarkable maturity. Demet hasn't forgotten Khan, not because she lacks character, but because some feelings stay forever in a corner of the soul. Her way of loving was discreet, honest, without grand declarations. Many misread her distance as coldness, as if determination meant a lack of emotion. But I think the opposite. When a woman gives everything and still has to let go, she learns to protect herself. And I believe Demet protected herself not to forget, but to move on without destroying herself in the process. She was often criticized, especially for her success and independence, as if being a smart and free woman were reason enough to discredit her. But she kept walking, never stopping to respond. She knew when to stay quiet and when to speak up. Her greatness lies partly in what she doesn't say. Demet has grown far from scandal, building her path with effort, protecting her privacy, and carefully choosing who to share her space with. Maybe some nights nostalgia keeps her company, but she's chosen to look ahead, not stay anchored in the past. She may still carry unforgettable memories, not because she hasn't moved on, but because some people leave marks that don't fade. But she has chosen to live with those scars without letting them define her. She's prioritized her peace, her emotional balance, and she's carved a place for herself in an industry that often demands more than it gives. And even though many dream of seeing her beside Khan again, I believe the most important thing is that she finds someone who values her for who she is, a whole, strong, and sensitive woman. Demet deserves a story that doesn't hurt, a calm, honest love that walks beside her without asking her to give up her essence. Today I respect her more than ever, not for fame or awards, but for her quiet resilience. Because she's proven that you can move on with dignity, that you can love deeply without staying tied to the past, and that despite the wounds, you can smile again with your soul. What I respect most in her is her consistency. She hasn't tried to become someone else to please others, nor followed empty trends for approval. She hasn't tried to become someone else to please others, nor followed empty trends for approval. She may seem reserved, but I see that as a healthy way to protect her privacy. In a world where many sell themselves for a moment of attention, she chose to preserve her essence. Demet doesn't need comparisons or manufactured rivalries. Her strength lies in her authenticity. She's shown that you can move forward with firmness without arrogance. That you can be emotional without losing your balance, and that true success is built quietly with actions, not appearances. For all of this, beyond her past with Yaman, I still admire her. Because she remains, with elegance and determination, one of the most consistent and genuine artists of her generation. In short, I admire Demet for her resilience. Because while others try to recycle the past to regain the spotlight, she bets on the present, on what's real, on her well-being. And to me, that speaks not only of her character, but of the woman she's become. Strong, consistent, and above all, free